Greetings, seedlings. I'm Brandon, co-creator of Guardians of the Seeds and Dungeon Master for the GOTS campaign. Welcome to our 4th episode. In this modified D&D journey, our adventurers will navigate the world of Arfinium, and their choices will dictate the written histories of the planet for the upcoming modern-day book series. To start this epic tale, it was decided that we would dive into each of the characters' stories by providing the cast with introductions episodes. This means that for the next 2 weeks, every Saturday will be a new intro, leading into our first episode with the full cast on March 2nd. This week, we introduced Chelsea Berryman. Would you like to introduce yourself, Chelsea?
Yes. Hello. Hi, I'm Chelsea. I am playing Bloorinn Bjornuror, who is a reserved and compassionate and sometimes feisty created vampire. More on that later. To tell a little bit about myself, I am happily married to my husband, Stephen, with whom we raise our 5 pet children. We have 3 cats and 2 dogs. And I, in my spare time, really like reading. I mostly read fiction books, but I do every so often enjoy a really good autobiography. And when I'm not reading or playing D&D, I am listening to the queen herself, Taylor Swift, because I'm a huge fan. I've been playing D&D for about 3 years now, a little bit more, and I've played with several different groups, but I'm really excited to be in this campaign so that way I can explore the world of Arfinium before the book series comes out and I can devour that.
Awesome. As many of our early followers already know, Guardians of the Seeds is a lot more than a D&D campaign. In fact, considering its 18-year history, GOTS campaign is exceptionally young in the lifespan of this project. So it probably doesn't come as a surprise to know that the campaign is nearly 100% homebrew. My co-creator Mariah and I have spent years coordinating the magics of our universe, so when I decided to turn Guardians of the Seeds into a D&D campaign, instead of adjusting GOTS to fit D&D, I adjusted D&D to fit GOTS. It's nothing crazy, but you will see some custom spells to match up with our homebrew classes though. So hopefully that's something that you're interested in. Chelsea here will not be playing a homebrew class. She will be our only player actually not playing a homebrew class. But as she has already indicated, she will be playing somewhat of a homebrew sub-race. Would you like to talk a little bit about the vampire?
Sure. So Bloorinn, or Bloo for short, is a created vampire ranger. And created vampires are a special subrace designed for Guardians of the Seeds. For Bloo, this means that she was a human that was bitten by a vampire and turned into a created vampire. While vampires are incapable of using magic, they do have other special enhanced abilities and features, including their increased speed, their increased dexterity and healing, and they are actually living creatures in Guardians of the Seeds. They are not undead.
All right. So we are officially ready to get into our final episode. Before we do, one last thing. This is the first time me and a cast member have been wearing some of our merchandise. We do have our Guardians of the Seeds t-shirts, and then this is not available, but Chelsea finally finished our glasses for the table, so I will be using mine today.
Amazing.
We're having a really exciting moment because I was really pumped when she brought these in. So, check that stuff out. But I think we're ready to go, so let's get this party started.
Arfinium, a once great world filled with cities and villages of the magically inclined, now lies in ruins. Mass disappearances led to hysteria among the few survivors. With little to go on, gossip and rumor of a planetary curse spread rapidly. Tragedy, once again reigniting the search for answers. The last clue at solving this centuries-old mystery? Bloorinn Castle. Follow me, back to a time of ease and tranquility. When Bloorinn Castle stood as a beacon of hope for the citizens of Arfinium. This is their story.
Okay, so
Okay.
we are going to start today with you in a forest near your home of Heartland. This is not new for you. This is something that you do often. Go on, bud. Cat interference. This is something that you do often. Experiencing, nature as you will, looking for plants, herbs, just checking things out, relaxing, getting away from a world that is not entirely your own. So, as you're walking through, it would be probably later in the evening. The sun hasn't quite gone down, but you are approaching that evening. The moons will be up soon.
Okay.
What would you be doing in the forest?
So, like you said, I am going to be walking around and looking through the bushes and the plants that are available, trying to pick up some herbs. I've got my herb/vegetable gathering basket on my hip here, in the crook of my arm, and I am just kind of meandering.
Okay. At this point in your travels, would you say that your meandering is towards home? Are you still kind of in a relaxing exploration mode?
Definitely still in a relaxing exploration mode. With the sun being not quite set yet, I feel like I have plenty of time. It's so typical of me to be out here at this time of day all the way until after the sun sets and it's well past dusk, just perusing the forest as if it's my own personal garden.
Okay, all right. So, because you have been out here often, this would be a place that you spend ample amounts of time, so you would be familiar with the area, and additionally, the animals in the area would be comfortable with your presence. So, not that you're full-on Snow White, dancing and whistling with the birds, but no one's skittering away at your presence. That being said, you...
Cat.
I'm looking to see if he can be seen on screen. No, he can't. He can't. He's absolutely on screen. Okay. Get down. Go on. Or take a nap. That's fine. So...
We were talking about animals.
It's true. We were talking about animals. It is slightly appropriate. He just wants to be involved. So the animals around you are small creatures mostly. There are some birds hanging out. No owls or anything are making any noises. It's still a little early in the day for that.
Okay.
The creatures here are mostly gatherers. We'll say herbivores,
Okay.
looking for foliage and whatnot.
So we're competing.
So yeah, it's like you're competing. You hear a rustling in the distance. A significant noise that you're not exactly expecting. And definitely not from the smaller creatures that you're experiencing, in your immediate area. But your heightened senses would allow you to hear what it is that's happening in an area that you can't see through the obstruction of the trees.
Can I tell from which direction it's coming from?
Yeah, absolutely. To set the scene, on a map, you have a relatively large forested area, and to the west, you've got a mountain range. And on the other side of this mountain range, on the eastern side of the mountain range, you have your home, Heartland. Slightly above the north, the northern portion of the village, there's a more forested area as well. It is thin, I would say. So you've got village, and then a thin strip of forest, and then you've got a big clump of a forested area.
Before you get to the mountains.
Before you get to the coast. Because it goes mountains, village, forest, coast.
Okay, gotcha.
So if you're somewhere here on the eastern side where the forest is, then the sounds that you're coming is also from further east, more towards the oceans and whatnot.
Okay. And obviously I'm hearing the rustling, so it's not too far from me. So I think once I hear the rustling and I can tell that it's something much bigger than just our little friendly neighborhood animals here, the first thing that I did is pulled an arrow and my bow off of my back, and I've got that just down and kind of readied, and I am going to slip into the tree line here and kind of make my way very quietly and trying to be discreet to figure out what exactly that is.
Okay. As you approach, go ahead and roll stealth for me.
Okay. Because it's blue. Let's see here. So I have a 9 plus a 4. So 13.
Okay. So you have a lot of options for cover. And you also, it is a forest floor, so there's a lot of stuff lying around. It would be hard to get through without making any noise whatsoever. But you are rather dexterous, so as you are approaching, you get close enough to see a much larger creature. And it would be very, very fuzzy. Not like fuzzy like you can't see it. I was making a rhyme in my head, sorry. So the creature that you're seeing is bulbous. It's large, but you also can't see any defining features. You just see a lot of fur.
Okay.
It's most likely not looking towards you.
Okay. And About distance-wise, how far is this creature
You're
from?
probably like 30 or 40 yards away.
Okay. So, when I see it, and I see that it's pretty large, my first thought is, I don't want to mess with that. I'm just trying to pick my herbs and stuff. And as long as it's not hurting me, I'm not going to try to hurt it. But I do think I want to get maybe a better angle looking at this furry big creature thing. So I'm gonna climb the nearest tree.
Okay.
And try to see if I can like maybe get out a little bit on a branch to like get like a better angle at like what I'm looking at here without disturbing it.
Great. Boom. Right up a tree.
Yeah.
No struggles. This is your place. I mean, you're a hop, skip, and a jump from what your actual home is. So, in the tree, got a better vantage point, and you can see what was just a round tuft of fur. Over top of that, you can see on the other side a head with rounded ears.
Oh. I'm really gonna guess that I've seen something like this before.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't make you do and I wouldn't even make you roll for animal handling for this one.
Great.
What do you think it is?
So, I'm looking down at this fluffy furry thing. What color is it?
This would be a mixture of brown and black.
Okay, yeah, that makes very much sense. I've seen this a ton of times. That is for certain a bear, and this bear is like hunched over.
Mm-hmm.
Can I tell what it's doing?
It's stationary,
Okay.
and if you listen closely, you can almost hear whines,
Huh.
like a type situation.
Like a distress type whine?
Distressed. Yeah.
Okay. So now that I've got a better look at it and I can hear the distress, I think I'm gonna go ahead and climb down from the tree or jump down from the tree, whatever it takes for me
Okay.
to like just get down there pretty quick. And I'm gonna, once I get down out of the tree, I've got my bow back still in my hand, and I'm really cautious, but I am going to try to move forward a little bit and get closer to this bear to see why it's distressed. What's going on?
Okay. So you get to a point where you're like 10 or 15 yards away, and upon that approach, you can tell that there is some kind of injury because you can smell the blood on the bear.
Okay.
The injury is not visible to you yet, but it definitely exists.
Okay. Has it noticed me?
It's really focused on its own pain at this point in time. I would say that it's alert because it's a wild animal,
Yeah.
right? If it hears something, it's gonna want to know what's going on, and on top of that, it's an injured wild animal. So, but at this point in time, you're stealthy enough, you're dexterous enough that you've not alerted the bear to your presence.
Okay. I'm going to, because I'm still about 15 or 20 yards away, I am going to intentionally make myself known. I still got my bow, but it's down, and I'm gonna just move more towards where I think I would be in its line of sight, and I'm gonna do a little like leaf crunching, twig breaking action with my feet
Okay.
here, just to
Okay.
kind of get its attention kind of in a subtle way.
All right. So the more you shuffle around, the more you create that noise as you're getting into the bear's line of sight. At first, it's more like an ear perk situation, like when you have like dogs with flappy ears and then suddenly you're just like,
Yeah.
except for the bear, its ears were already up, but you could tell, even not facing it, it was like a kind of a shakiness, and then you start crunch, 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 and then suddenly it's like still. It's paying attention.
Okay.
And when you get into line of sight, there's some aggression, for sure. Some low growls. Nothing that's like, I'm gonna charge at you type growl, but like low rumbles.
Yeah, the defensiveness. Okay, definitely trying to protect itself. So I'm so used to being able to approach animals, but not usually anything this big. Definitely have seen before, and a little traumatized by bears for sure. So this is gonna be really scary. But smelling that blood, my heart is bleeding for this bear right now. And I'm gonna try to move forward. I think what I want to do is slowly trying to pull out some berries or something from my basket that I have here, and try to, as I get closer, not too close, more over arm's reach than anything, just kind of like toss it to the bear as a gesture of goodwill.
Okay. Give me a roll for, and you can choose animal handling or nature.
Okay. Let's see here. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? We're going to do animal handling, and that was a 16 plus 1, so a 17.
Great.
Crazy, that's a 1.
So, as you approach, what would you like to do to offer? You said you were handing it berries of sorts?
Yeah, so I've got some like berries tucked in the basket that I have going on, and I have them in my hand, and I'm like, I know it sees me and I see it. We are making eye contact and it's doing its little growl, and I'm just
okay.
And then I kind of just toss them forward a little bit.
Okay.
For it
so
to
as you approach, it's kind of like a sidestep approach. I would say you're doing your best to look small. You don't want to come off as threatening. And in that approach, head bowed, you've got berries in hand, and when you get close enough where you feel like you can reasonably, without being in the bear's reach, toss them, you see the bear do a jerking motion, like it's gonna get away, and then it's pulled back.
Okay. So it's trapped. And it doesn't pay attention to the berries at all.
No, it's high alert because it doesn't have many options right now.
There's only one way I'm going to be able to do this, and seeing it jerk backwards from being able to run away and not being able to move, something's happening, something's going on. I'm going to set down the basket and the bow. I'm docking the arrow back in its thing, and I'm gonna go ahead and move forward and try to get a better look at what's happening. I'm not gonna try to like immediately like touch the bear or anything, but I'm just gonna like I'm walking forward to try to figure out what is going on. Why is there blood? What is happening? See if there's anything I can see.
Okay. The closer you get, the more combination aggressive and worried you can see in the reactions of this bear. It's, kind of a swiping situation, but it's like a swipe and then a scoot back, because where else does he go?
Yeah.
Or they, I guess. We don't know yet. So, one second.
It's getting hot in here.
If you guys heard a little rumble, that would have been the heater kicking on, which is really loud here in the studio, so we had to switch that off.
Could have been the bear.
Could have been the bear. I just heard some snapping coming from the sound booth, and I was like, what? What's happening? What's going on? Oh! So, where were we? Okay, so... I'm gonna really get into this animal handling mode.
Uh-oh. A bear!
A bear! A wild bear! Okay. So, you have some swiping motions, some, get away from me, followed by reserved, like, pulling back, because it wants you to leave, but it also wants to be away from you.
Yeah.
When this is happening, what are you doing to persuade the bear that you're not a danger? Are you doing anything?
We're ducking and diving.
Ducking and diving.
Like,
you're just going in.
The bear is like swiping, and I'm like, just hang on. I just want to see what's going on. Why am I trying to talk to a bear? Oh my gosh. Okay. I just need to see what's happening. Okay?
Okay. So, unsure, right, of what it is you're trying to do. Because you're right. This bear does not know what you're talking about.
Nope.
Just knows that you could be a threat. So, in its skittering, scooting around, trying to, backing against a tree, swiping, you do see there is a clamped trap on its front paw.
Okay.
Wow. So, right side of the bear is what is trapped, and you're getting which now makes sense as the bear was doing kind of an angled and then the pull back.
Yeah. Is this a full-grown bear?
It's an adult bear.
Okay. Oh man, I've never tried to get a bear out of a trap before. This is terrifying. I think what I'm gonna do is trying to rack my brain to remember if there's anything that I have that could just sedate this bear. I just need it to be a little calmer.
So, give me... Actually, tell me what you're thinking.
Initially, we're thinking about a sleeping draft of some sort. I mean, I've naturally, as someone who's fiddling with the herbs and stuff, I would think that I would have something that for those nights that I've already walked the moonlight and am unable to sleep and would have something like that. Or just something to distract. Because I worry that maybe the bear sleeping would seem like more of a threat when it wakes up. I don't know. Guess it depends on how much sleeping draft it takes to knock a bear out.
Significantly more than it would take to knock you out.
Uh-huh.
And while I believe that Blue will have acquired such things, I don't know that she would have kept enough on her for a bear when she has intentions of going back home.
Yeah.
So, let's look at ways to, how can you get the bear out? You know, is there a way? First of all, what's the entrapment? Have you gotten a look at the equipment?
Not really.
You want to roll for investigation?
Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna try to just move a little more to the side of where the entrapment is.
I would say let's call it, if you can get within 10 feet, we'll call it investigation. But if you're further away than that, we'll do perception.
Okay. Do you want me... I would say that I'm trying to get closer to figure out what is happening. Do you want a dexterity roll as well?
No,
Getting out of the way of this paw?
Just
or
what's your intention?
Okay.
If you're trying to get closer, we'll do investigation. If you're
Yeah.
trying to keep your distance, we'll do perception.
Oh, I've definitely been walking farther forward. Like I'm like, just chill out. I'm much more stubborn now. The feisty is coming out. I'm like, would you just hang on? Okay. Great. What did you want for this?
Investigation.
Investigation. Okay. Well, my passive investigation is an 8, but I rolled a 6.
Okay. Okay.
It's so bad. It just keeps moving.
All right. Yeah, the bear's definitely moving a lot. You can tell that the trap, with just looking, you can tell that the trap has a chain on it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like it's stuck to the ground. It itself, what's clamped on to the bear, does move.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like what's holding it down, I would say it's obscured by leaves and foliage and just the bear's general movement. So you can't see that, but you can see that there is a chain.
Okay. I am gonna go ahead and start moving, or keep moving, and I'm in front of this bear now, and I imagine that the growly swipes are, it's pure dexterity that I am moving out of these at this point, because I'm right up there, and I'm like, no, I have to know what's going on. I am going to get, while I'm bobbing and weaving, I'm gonna grab the rope that I've got.
Okay.
On my side. There's not a lot of it, but you said that it's kind of like backing up to a tree. I'm gonna try to use my animal handling. We're handling this animal right now, okay? Manhandling this animal. And I am going to grab that paw that it's swiping at me with, and we're just enough to restrain the arm and kind of tie it to the tree.
Okay. So we will call that, let's call it a dexterity roll.
Okay.
The dexterity, that's a lot of dexterity. Yeah.
Do I get advantage since it's only half capable of defending itself?
That's fair.
Okay.
Very reasonable.
Great. That's a 15.
All right. So you are able to, form a loose lasso. You get it around the bear's arm, and you're not bear strength, but definitely injured bear who is restrained already, capable of pulling the rope and tying it around an adjacent tree so that it's not able to swipe at you.
Great. Listen, I know that you can't understand me and you have no idea what's happening right now, but I need you to just calm down so that I can see whatever's holding you here. Besides the rope. And I am now actually fully investigating, trying to be not where its face is, but investigating.
You see that there's a spring on the clamp that's on the bear's hand.
Gotcha.
Something that if you had 2 free hands, you might be able to get it off.
Yeah, for sure. And I just happen to have those. So yeah, I'm for sure, this is I'm gonna be super quick. My enhanced speed that I got going on here is gonna have to really come into play because I am about to underneath, with trying to make sure that its claws aren't getting at me, and its face is not too close to my face, and I am going to pull to undo this clamp, the spring, push the spring pull to undo it, and then we are yanking that up and heading for out. I'm backing away very fast.
Okay. Roll for strength.
Okay. Oof. Are you strong?
Should be.
I am strong. Ish. Not that strong. It's an 8.
Okay.
It's gonna go to dice job now. We're gonna get a new one.
So with a roll of 8,
This one out.
you pull back on the spring for the clamp, the trap that you've discovered on this bear. And when you're pulling, you do struggle significantly, and you aren't able to pull it apart in the way that you're able to just get it open. But when the bear is, thrashing, trying to get away itself, you manage to pull the trap just enough so the bear itself also rips its hand out.
Okay.
It was not a clean rip. The bear is also additionally injured, as well as when it happened, the bear's claws will have caught your hands as well. So...
Fair. That never feels good.
So you will take 2 points of damage for that. And...
Gotcha.
And the rope that you have secured to the other tree appears to be coming loose.
For sure. Okay. Well, it... Between struggling so much and the bear ripping their paw out of this entrapment at the same time that I'm trying to get it off, I am stumbling backwards, and then, because I'm so graceful, catching my balance, and then making my way downtown to the basket and the bow that I got going on, and then we're up a tree. Again, that's just where we're going.
Okay. You gather your items, you make your way to your basket, to your bow, and you head up a tree.
Yep.
And when you look out onto the forest floor, The bear does not seem to have followed.
Okay. Is it still, like you said, it's loosening. Is it like...
Oh, no, the bear got off of
Okay.
of
the rope. And it's... They gone?
You don't see the bear.
Okay, great. Wow. Okay. Well, there's a first time for everything, and I'm so glad that worked out, and also that I did not die. That's just great. But holy hell, does this hurt?
When would you... Let's... Roll a d4 for me.
Oh boy. That's a 2.
Okay. It's only been about 2 days since you last been.
Okay.
So your healing abilities would still be intact. This is the slice, right, that you have on your left hand. It's healing over. It's not fast, it's not significant, but you're not bleeding out in any way. And what was a gash to start has sealed up significantly. You don't see any muscle or anything, you know. There's bleeding, but you know you're gonna heal.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that probably would have happened a lot smoother had I not been so stubborn about this feeding thing. All right. I think that's enough fun for me for one day. And I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of check around, like down, below before I jump down, and then I'm heading back toward Heartland.
Great. So you end your evening, you make your way back home, and this is a typical night for you. Sleep, go through your regular routines, and a couple days later you find yourself back in a forest.
Yep.
Well, the forest.
Typical.
So as you're here, you don't go as deep. A little bear shy, we'll say.
Okay.
So what are we here for today?
I'm really looking for a couple of herbs for this salve that I'm trying to make. I'm looking for my typicals that are usually in the spirit elixir that I really like to carry around with me. So we're definitely looking for some rose petals. I don't even know if roses are going to be anywhere near here.
Sure.
And then some, I believe it was lavender and some, what did we have? Fennel, I think, too. I didn't really make a list. More of a walk and find what I find type gal. But I have a few things in the back of my mind that I'm like, if I could really find those things, that would be great, because we're really running low.
Okay. So you're still eastbound, and last time you were here, you gathered a significant amount. None of those items, or you wouldn't be running low.
Right.
So you do make your way in a slightly veered direction, partially to avoid re-encountering your bear friend, and also because you know that you need to be looking in another area for these items.
Yep.
Do a nature roll for me again.
Okay. You better work better than the last one. Okay. Let's see here. That is a 12.
Okay. It's not hard for you to come across the roses. This is, it's an important ingredient in several of the elixirs and salves and potions that the witches in Heartland craft, as well as more recently yourself. So, you come across a rose bush, and you're able to grab entire flowers from the stem. You can pick just the petals.
I have my little hunting knife situation now on my hip. I'm gonna go ahead and take that out, and I'm just gonna hold by the actual like bud of the rose and kind of nip off probably like 5 or 6 of them. There's so many petals on roses, so 5 or 6 is gonna be plenty for drying them out before they start to go bad.
Great. When you're clipping your roses and placing them in the bag, you hear a large rustling in the distance, significant considering that you're, again, used to smaller animals.
I've stiffened. Oh geez. And I'm going to very smoothly make my way around the rose bush and
some WD-40
to a tree where I can just slightly like look around.
Okay. Immediately, you don't see anything. Roll for perception, though.
Okay. That's an 18.
Awesome.
I'm really perceptive.
You do hear the rustling. You are looking in the direction that it's coming from, but you do not see anything through the trees. You are clear on where the noise is, though.
Yeah.
So you would know how to avoid it, what you do will determine, how this moves forward. But the overall noises and whatnot that you're hearing are similar to the previous nights when you encountered the bear. It's the heavy rustles that you heard when you found them trapped.
We're gonna do my first thought is I'm just gonna go ahead and get up in the tree somewhere higher where I can be out of the way, and as long as the forest is thick enough for this, it's gonna be a tree to tree movement.
Yeah, you can do that.
Cool.
So, are you making your way towards the sound or away from?
Towards the sound.
All right. So, as you approach the sound and the treetops, you not only see the bear, but I'm not seeing the feed though. It says we're live.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, it looks like we're good. So.
Better. Okay, great.
Your eye contact with the bear, right?
Yep, lost
Bear's
interest in me.
Yeah, the bear's like,
Immediately.
and then it just goes on about its business and walks away.
Huh. That's weird. Well, when I watch it walk off, I'm just gonna drop to the ground, like I'm just on my feet, land, or like, what was that about? And I'm just gonna look around to see if there's what was it even doing?
Good question. The bear would have been just grazing, looking around. looking for things of interest, and you expect this of bears. It's not abnormal. The disinterest in you is odd.
Yeah.
But that doesn't seem significantly important. Just
All right.
a stroke of luck, maybe.
Yeah. Well, that was definitely weird. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and continue on with what I'm doing, trying to find my my lavender and I think possibly some other I think I'm looking for some fennel and as I'm doing that, I'm just kind of I'm there, but I'm still thinking about the situation where that bear was so aggressive when it was hurt, like when it was trapped, and they were not having it. And then just saw me now and could be not less of a threat to that thing. Did I even see if that was the same bear?
Were you looking to see if it was the same bear?
I'm trying to think back now and figure out if I could see any sort of injury on the bear or from my perception, because I was looking at the bear and that's all I was doing was just staring. I was just frozen, just like, what the hell? I'm specifically not supposed to be in an area with a bear. How did you get here?
I would say because you are a vampire and because you smelled the blood from the injury, I would say you would still be able to sense that this would have been the same animal.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, that's so weird. My mind is just replaying this as I'm finishing up my foraging that I've got going on. And yeah, that's Blue. We're just running back in our mind 1,000 times over what was going on. What was that about?
You continue about your business. You come across some of the seeds that you're looking for. Absent-mindedly, you're not really engaged in what it is that's going on, but you don't encounter any more obstacles or anything. So, as the evening rolls along, would you like to do anything else?
No, I think that I'm just gonna, so I gather up the things that I need. I'm gonna go ahead and head back to Heartland, and I'm gonna work on getting these rose petals started to be drying out, and the lavender as well, de-seed the fennel and get that all jarred up so that way I can make sure that's good to go, and that's really it.
Okay.
Maybe work some on a little more of my herbalist things.
So you're home, you situate your gatherings, you prep everything for drying. You spend a couple of days working on more spirit elixirs for yourself, more drafts for various abilities that you've been working on for yourself as a ranger. You do a lot of work to make sure that you yourself are not limited in a magical world with non-magic abilities. So, as these types of things are coming to a close, you've used up your herb supply and whatnot over probably the course of a week, making everything you can possibly manage. And it's time to head back out.
Yeah.
Back into the forest again. You have your own little herb garden where you grow some things, but it's not that you can't grow whatever it is that you need, or you can't go to another herbalist and purchase the ingredients that you're looking for, but the forest gives you a sense of comfort where you get to be away from a lot of things and you just get to be in an environment that you enjoy and appreciate. So that's where you go.
Greenery is greenery, and this feels like home more so, I think, sometimes than Heartland itself does. So I've got my little basket with me this time, and of course my bow and my quiver of arrows, and I'm gonna head out generally in the area where that bear was last time, because I haven't stopped thinking about it. It just comes up every now and then. That was so weird. But I'm not gonna go searching for the bear. I just want to know what that's about if I happen to see it.
Okay, all right. You make your way back into the more southern portion of the eastern section of the forest. As you trek in and make your way through a familiar path, places where you know there are useful things, and you are intentionally going into an area that you've been before. There is signs that there is a larger animal.
That checks out. This must be where it lives. Like, or stays, I guess. Maybe there's a cave or something around here. That would be weird. Or just like a large burrow of sorts. So, yeah, I'm not gonna disturb it. If it doesn't disturb me, we'll be fine. I'm just gonna go ahead and gather up the things that I need. And I kind of want to do some bird watching too, I think.
Okay.
Just once I've gathered up a few of my ingredients, maybe some extra little leaves, herbs, things like that around, I'm just gonna kind of take a seat on a fallen tree trunk and hang out.
Okay.
Watch the birds, look around.
You sit down, you are checking out the scenery, more intentionally than you usually do. And while you're looking for these various birds and nature and animals that might be skittering around in the tree, the signs of said larger animal seem less familiar. You're intentionally gauging your environment at this point, seeing what's going on. So because you've spent time, I'd like you to do a nature roll with advantage.
Okay. Why are you like this? It's a 9.
Those were some nice birds.
They're so nice. There's like 4 different kinds of birds just in this one area.
So
that's all I care about right now.
just the birds. I mean, that's what you said you wanted to look at, so that's what you're seeing.
Stop it.
You hear a low rumble.
Oh God. Oh,
Not-
no.
Not very similar to what you heard that first day when the bear was in the trap. This is less of and more of a like a growl situation.
Oh jeez. Can I tell like where it's coming from?
It's
Left,
behind
right,
you.
behind me. Oh jeez, is it like really close behind me?
Would you like to roll for perception of that?
I mean, like how loud was it?
It was not quiet.
Okay.
It could have been echoey, so it could have been further away, but it also could have been much closer.
Okay.
You gotta make some choices.
I am frozen. And I'm going to try without moving my head to look around me and see where there is to take cover.
Okay.
What I can see around me. What is happening? Is there a
Some
grouping of trees?
large boulders, there are trees around. You sat in an area with trees so
Yep.
that you could see birds.
Yep.
So you're not in a clearing
Yep.
necessarily. If you needed to, you could take cover to hide somewhere.
Okay. I'm going to, as quickly as I can, I'm gonna get up and we're running toward the tree that's in front of me.
Okay. When you get up and you dash towards the tree, you also hear behind you something dashing in your direction.
Oh boy. Okay, we are going up that tree, if we can make it to it.
Okay. All right. You make it to the tree. You start heading up. And as soon as you, I would say 15 feet, you're not slow.
Yeah.
So you're about 15 feet in the air. At your first glance towards the ground, you see what is most likely a wildcat.
Oh gosh. Oh no. Okay. And it has treed me.
You're up a tree.
Okay. And it is still trying to get to me? Or is it like circling the tree? What is happening?
Are you climbing higher? Are you stopping so that you can observe what's happening? What's happening for you?
I've stopped at a high branch.
Okay.
I'm not like at the top of the tree
Okay.
because physics, but I'm at a higher branch.
Okay. So when you stop at the branch and you take a look down, there's at first kind of a pacing, that type noises that's coming, pacing back and forth, and then leans up on the tree, paws
Okay.
on the tree.
So it's still got
And
its
there's like
sights on me.
There's a scratching situation. It hasn't started to climb up or anything, but there's like a clawing at the tree that you have taken purchase on.
Okay. I am going to do the only thing I know I can. I'm going to go ahead and knock an arrow in my bow. And I'm actually, before I do that, I'm going to take the basket that I've got on my arm. That way I have some good movement going on here. And that's just going to get hooked on a branch next to me. So that way I can knock this arrow and get it ready. And I'm going to take aim at this.
As you take aim, the cat makes its first move up the tree.
Oh god. Cats can move up the trees. I forgot. No, we really forgot. The cats can go up trees. Okay, wow, trying to shoot at a cat that is moving is gonna be really hard. We're still gonna do it. I'm gonna try for that.
Okay.
I'm so nervous. You dirty dog. I'm mad. Okay. So that is an 8.
All right. That
I'm
first
so nervous.
that first arrow just right past the cat.
Okay. We're
this animal, it sees the and when it's like wow, and has another growl that comes out of it and starts to pull itself a little higher up.
Yep.
And then you see your bear in the distance,
Oh, great.
also
Oh,
approaching
no,
the tree.
no. This can't get any worse. Oh my god. I'm not dying in a tree. I'm not dying in a tree.
The bear lets out a deeper, more guttural growl than this wild cat manages, and it's kind of a situation, and the bear starts to charge the tree.
Oh god. I am scrambling higher up the tree.
Okay.
And we're holding for purchase.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, this is not going to be good.
Okay.
Bears
So
can't climb trees.
The bear gets the tree just before the cat is out of reach, and it just, with one big, I really need to adjust this chair, with one big slash, just kind of latches on to the side of the cat, and then swooshes it, ripping the cat off the tree. Which then there is a pain from the cat, and they are now in somewhat of a standoff. Bear, cat, all kinds of animal noises. I'm not great at animal noises, guys. I'm trying, but they're doing the things, and you know they're in pouncing position for the cat, and you know bear's on alert. It's standing up on its hind legs, and what are you doing?
Knocking another arrow, and we're gonna try to get the cat to stop.
Okay.
He's got to be injured of some sort, and I gotta try this again. That is a nat 20.
Wow. Okay.
That's great. Wow. Thank you.
Nice. Okay. So roll for damage.
All right. That's gonna be a d6. And here's something. Let me do a little research here.
Do you have a longbow?
No, I have a short bow, but since my fighting style is archery, I've actually got a +2 bonus to my attack rolls to make it the range weapon. Okay, yeah, I did that already. I didn't do that. Okay, I just wanted to
You
know.
got a nat 20.
So I rolled a 5. And it was a
So-
nat 20. So what did we decide we were going to do with that?
It would be a 6 for the max
Yep.
damage for the initial, and then you roll one more die. In this case, it only would have been one more die,
Yep.
which then puts you at an 11.
Okay.
Doesn't the bow and arrow give you a bonus to damage?
It doesn't say it on here, but let me see if I have any information about that. My short bow,
sure.
1d6 piercing,
Thanks.
and no, it just says 1d6 piercing.
What's your
What about rangers?
what's your dexterity modifier?
My dex mod.
Or strength, I'm not sure which you would have used. But whatever.
Dex mod's +2, and strength is +2. They're both
Okay,
+2.
well then it would have been a +2 regardless. So 11 + 2 for 13 points of damage.
That thing hit.
Yeah,
When it hit, it hit.
right. You got it right here in the blade, shoulder blade, right below the neck. So it's like and it is affected the creature's ability to move its left limb,
Okay.
left front limb. And there's an immediate like jerk back whenever it happens because the cat was paying attention to the bear at this point. It was the immediate danger, and then danger came from above.
Yep.
So
Danger rain down.
So with that, shot in the shoulder, it immediately takes it immediately makes for the bear, as the bear was the one it was paying attention to.
Yes, I thought it was attacked.
So the cat feels the hurt, the pain of your arrow, and then just straight for said bear, and does a straight slash across the bear's front. We're gonna see that. Ooh, okay. So doing 6 damage towards the bear. Then
I see that and I just scream, no!
the bear, additionally, it does some slashing damage of its own, and as retaliation, rakes its claws across the wildcat. And after that additional blow that the cat takes, it recedes back a little bit. It's quite hurt, and not necessarily aware that it's 2 against 1 right now, but definitely aware that it does not have the advantage. The cat takes off.
Okay.
Takes off and runs away. And the bear lowers itself and then just kind of crumples a little bit.
Oh. Okay. I'm going to make myself, like, make my way back down the tree. I'm going to grab my basket along the way. I've, strapped my bow back to my back and...
I would have forgot about the basket. Good job.
Reasoned. Blue's not leaving this basket, okay? This was the whole purpose I was here. So she, I've got my bows restrapped and arrows are re-quivered, and I've grabbed my basket and make my way back down the tree as quickly as I can. And when I get down the tree, I'll kind of cautiously but quickly, like, make my way to the bear to just see, like, what the damage is. Like, oh my gosh, what's happening? Are you okay?
So
You still can't understand me.
roll for animal handling.
Okay. It's a 5.
Okay. So the bear is lying on the ground. So you don't have any direct access to where the bear's wounds are.
Okay.
You saw that the cat lashed out, pounced and before the bear retaliated. So you are aware that there is damage, but you just can't see it.
Okay. And I know, like, roughly where it is because I saw, like, how they attacked. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and go up, like, straight to the bear.
Okay.
After its incredible nonchalance the last time that we interacted, I'm going to go ahead and just make my way, like, right up to the bear. And if it's not responding to me, I am going to go ahead and try to move it slightly.
So
I have so much more confidence now in this bear.
which is crazy. It's injured. Again.
It is. You just keep getting hurt. Why?
So when you approach the bear looks over in your direction, and there's a the bear is dissimilar in any significant way right now.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and I kneel down and I reach my arm out to try to touch the bear and see if I can, like, move some fur to see if they're okay. I just want to make sure you're okay.
When you touch the bear the first time, there's a jerking situation, it's not necessarily disturbed by your presence, but maybe a little bit offended that you felt like you should just be able to touch them.
Yeah.
Though it doesn't get up, leave,
And that jerk
express
is...
any violence. It's just kind of like a, who are you?
And the response, the jerk is just a, really? and then another like, just let me see.
Okay. So, kind of in a shifting situation, Bear's just what once was kind of like this, with this little paws doing its thing, kind of lifts up on one side and gives you a little bit of access so you can see what it is that's happening. And when you brush through the fur, you can see a graze. It's kind of surface level though.
Okay.
There's a little bit of blood, because of course there's a little bit of blood.
Yeah.
The scratch marks though, that's just a scratch.
Be okay.
The wildcat that attacked the bear was already injured when it went in for a blow. So it wasn't a significant amount of damage.
Okay.
It was more frustrating and remove some tufts of fur. So he might be a little chilly down here.
Okay. And as I'm doing that, I am going to take a look at the paw that was trapped and just want to see what's going on there.
Okay.
If it's healed, anything's okay.
So I was checking in with where I was supposed to be, not just where I was fighting my cat. So when you're looking at the paw, the injury that the bear sustained, at this point it's been a little over a week, and it still doesn't look good.
Okay.
It could be infected. You have a lot of, fur around the outer edge of the paw, and it was more kind of a wrist, if bears have wrists, level clamping situation. Okay. So you might see some darkened, almost vein-like coloration towards the edges of the paw and the padding and whatnot. But there's no blood. It just doesn't look good.
This is gnarly.
Yeah. Kind of pus-filled. Yeah, sorry.
So I see that the bear's okay here. And I'm like, that doesn't look bad, actually. He's kind of a bitch. And then
Poor bear.
I'm like, but this is not good. And then I'm gonna reach into my the little side satchel thing that I have going on, and I'm gonna pull out that healing salve that I have going on. It's got my little antibiotic herbs in it, and I'm gonna take that out, and I'm going to go to open it, and then I take a look at it, and I take a look at the bear, and I'm like, I don't understand why this wouldn't work. And I'm going to hold the salve in one hand, and I think this is how I think this should work. But this is completely just a guess. And I'm just gonna bite my palm.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to drip some of the blood into the salve and kind of just like mix that around.
Mhm.
And then I'm going to apply that to the bear's paw.
Okay. So the salve, it's a salve, right? It's a healing salve of sorts. And
from what I know about it, it shouldn't burn.
no, it's probably a cooling sensation that you'll be applying.
Yeah.
And when you place the salve on the bear, what you're hoping for is more of a healing scenario. And instead, what you feel is more a connection to the bear.
Huh.
It's kind of like you're mixing your energies.
Yeah. That's weird.
You know, for you, when you mix your blood with the spirit elixir, it enhances your healing abilities, the length of time you need to go between feedings and whatnot. So that would be why you would assume that a similar situation would happen with the bear.
Yeah.
But your blood and your own spirit energy that you maintain inside your body, when combined with the salve, it established somewhat of a link.
I'm gonna look at the bear and I'm just gonna go, do you feel that?
Again, similar to last time, bear was already looking in your general direction, but gives you another, like a more directed look, and is an additional
Are you? What is happening? Oh no. Not oh no. I don't know. This is weird. Oh, this is weird. Okay. Did that help? Are you okay? What is happening? I'm just like holding its paw, trying like what is it? Is it helping at all?
Bear kind of looks, and you see some flexing of the paw, like it's testing, and
Okay. Trying to think what I have in my arsenal, because I have healing, like elixirs for me, like spirit elixirs, but that's if it's got my blood in it and now our blood mixed. But if I have something that maybe just has the bear's blood in it, would maybe help with this healing. So I guess that's what I'm gonna try, is to grab a spirit elixir.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to get some clean blood. My best guess is that there's not a lot of clean blood going on this paw.
Not on the paw. You did just...
But on the side. So I'm gonna show the vial and be like, just a minute. And then I'm gonna try to just like scoop with the vial, the little thing, and then we're gonna recork it and give it a little shake, a little stir, and then I have to drink this. Well, not not this. But maybe if you drink this, why am I even trying to talk to a bear right now? Okay, sure. And then I'm just gonna like uncork it, and I'm gonna like try to like lead it to its mouth, like to just, please.
The bear. The bear looks at you, what you're doing with your bottle of liquid. As much as it can, like a get that away from me situation.
No. Okay. So I'm gonna take another vial of the spirit elixir, and I'm gonna show it to it. I'm like, you, and then me, and I'm gonna drink it.
Okay.
I'm gonna drink it, and then I'm gonna to have him drink.
He's not feeling it.
Damn. Okay.
It's this is a very foreign concept.
Maybe I don't look over at my basket, and I'm looking at my basket. I'm kind of like trying to rifle, see if there's maybe some like something enticing food-wise.
Do a medicine roll for me.
Okay. Oh, good. That's a 21.
Magnificent. Magnificent. Sorry. So, the salve, when you spread the salve, it wasn't significant. You know, it had an effect, but it wasn't the effect that you were expecting.
Yeah.
You tried something different. It was not what you would typically use this for. You typically would not apply your blood to the salve.
Yeah.
So, the elixir, instead of using your blood and the salve, which is what you take to enhance your abilities, switching to the bear's blood, top-notch idea. Right. First thing, if the bear won't drink it though, you could, a couple of drops, see what happens. It's different. It's not the way you use it.
Yeah.
But it's not for you.
I'm gonna have a vial, and when it doesn't work, I just kind of sit back on my heels, like look at the vial and look at its paw.
Additionally, consider that the wound on the bear's paw is not presently open.
Yeah.
So there's not an actual entry point. But if there was, similar to drinking, an entry point,
Would be open.
it could be more effective.
But there is an open wound on his side.
There is a different wound on a different side of the body.
I'm gonna look at the vial. I'm gonna look at the paw. I'm gonna look at the side. And then I'm gonna look at the bear. Be like, please don't kill me. And I'm gonna grab my knife from my side sheath, and I am going to kind of, hold the paw with like the vial like underneath my hand. I'm gonna look at this bear and be like, it's okay. And I'm just gonna make like the tiniest little cut in its paw.
And see some liquid kind of ooze out.
Yeah.
But alright, it looks as though we are officially live again. I apologize. We're not sure what's going on. the back end of our stream seems to be working. The computer isn't working too hard. Everything should be fine. For some reason, we keep losing connection, though. So, my apologies, everybody. We're back up, and I think that we probably only have about 30 minutes left. So, cross your fingers. We left off with...
I have just cut open the bear's paw.
That's right. You got a situation because you've just cut his paw open.
Yeah.
So now what are we doing?
I'm going to go ahead and take the vial, and I'm going to say, if this doesn't work, you're drinking it. And then I'm going to just drop a few drops into the cut.
Okay. You immediately see some redness disappear.
Okay. My life is lighting up. As someone who really enjoys this herbalist thing, it's just so magical. Wow, this is exciting. And I'm just so giddy. And I am just gonna continue just like dropping it in there and seeing if like if it'll continue going into its bloodstream and like making this little like healing thing happen.
Great. As you pour the rest of the contents of your vial onto the bear's paw, slowly but surely you see the redness is reduced, the puffiness is reduced. It's not an insta-heal.
Yeah.
But you can see it working.
Okay.
It's happening slowly, steady. Wins the race, lets the bear keep his paw. So as this puffiness starts to go away and you see the beginnings of the cut that you've created to seal up, and those initial outer dark veins that popped up looking like infection begin to dissipate and recede. I would say you probably would feel comfortable that it's doing its job.
Yes, you're so lucky. You're so lucky. Okay. Wow, that opens so many doors. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm so glad that you're okay. I have a lot of work. I have to go. And I am gathering all of my things. Like, thank you again, by the way. That was great. Thank you for saving me. And if he shows back up, you've got this. Okay? I have to go. And I'm making my way back to Heartland. Quickly, fast. We're running.
Great. As you make your way through, you hear the bear get up behind you. And as you start to, make your quick exit, the bear's following you.
Okay. I'm not paying any attention. My brain is just like, holy cow, I just healed something. I healed it. Like, it healed. Okay. And my brain is just running 1,000 miles an hour. I'm so excited right now. I cannot believe that I just healed something. And all I'm focused on is getting back to Heartland and trying to find Xerxes or, my neighbor, and just trying to be like, oh my gosh, you'll never guess what I just did. And I get to like the edge of the forest, like before like I'm coming up on Heartland. And that's when I realized that like I still hear the bear behind. And I like stop and I turn around, I'm like, are you okay? Are you alright? What is happening?
He's just stopped, probably about 15, 20 paces behind you, and he's just watching.
I'm gonna go ahead and... Okay. And I'm gonna take a few steps forward towards Heartland again. And I'm just gonna watch the bear as I like start walking like toward Heartland.
The further you walk away, the more the bear continues in your direction. Until eventually, the bear stops at the edge of the forest.
Okay.
And watches as you make your way back to Heartland.
Huh. That's weird. It's really far out from where it lives, I think. I don't know. I can't worry about that right now. I have to get to Xerxes. So I'm in Heartland. I'm walking through the city, the town, the hamlet.
No, it's a city.
City? Okay.
Yeah, it's fairly large.
I'm walking through the city.
To the city a little bit earlier. Just heading towards
On the street to get to my home, or at least where roundabout where I think he would be, and I just see him and I go, Xerxes, oh my gosh, I have so much to tell you. And I run up to him and I'm like, hi, I met a bear and some things happened. Do you have time?
a bear? I mean, of course. Yeah. Yes, of course.
Okay. And we're like right in front of my house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, come in. And like I go ahead and I open my door and I'm like walk in and I kind of just throw my basket on it, and like as I'm telling him about what's happened and the salve and the elixir and mixing it with my blood and that not working, and then mixing it with his blood and that working, and like the bear not drinking it, but like kind of understanding what I was saying and how the paw was opening. As I'm telling him all of this, I'm ripping my bow off and I'm putting it down and the quiver off, and I am pulling out the elixirs and setting them on the table and like taking out my herbs and things like that. I'm just like, and I don't understand like how any of this happened, but it's crazy, right? Like I've never seen that happen before ever.
I never attempted to use an elixir on another creature before, so...
Me either.
I mean, that's news.
It is news. I don't exactly know how it works, but I mean, I use a spirit elixir, okay? And so, well, first I used the salve, the healing salve that, you know, for the like infection and stuff, and like, because it was pussy. It was not good.
Yeah.
So I had the healing salve, and I bit myself, and it's not as bad as it seems. I took a little bit of the blood and I put it in the healing salve, and I kind of see how it looks bloody. It's not the greatest, right?
Yeah.
But I mixed it, and then I took that and I kind of pasted it on its wound because, well, I mean, like it did get attacked by the
Just heading towards...
street to get to my home, or at least where roundabout where I think he would be, and I just see him and I go, Xerxes, oh my gosh, I have so much to tell you. And I run up to him and I'm like, hi, I met a bear and some things happened. Do you have time?
A bear? I mean, of course. Yeah. Yes, of course.
Okay. And we're like right in front of my house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, come in. And like I go ahead and I open my door and I'm like walk in and I kind of just throw my basket on it, and like as I'm telling him about what's happened and the salve and the elixir and mixing it with my blood and that not working, and then mixing it with his blood and that working, and like the bear not drinking it, but like kind of understanding what I was saying and how the paw was opening. As I'm telling him all of this, I'm ripping my bow off and I'm putting it down and the quiver off, and I am pulling out the elixirs and setting them on the table and like taking out my herbs and things like that. I'm just like, and I don't understand like how any of this happened, but it's crazy, right? Like I've never seen that happen before ever.
I've never attempted to use an elixir on another creature before, so...
Me either.
I mean, that's news.
It is news. I don't exactly know how it works, but I mean, I use a spirit elixir, okay? And so, well, first I used the salve, the healing salve that, you know, for the like infection and stuff, and like, because it was pussy. It was not good.
Yeah.
So I had the healing salve, and I bit myself, and it's not as bad as it seems. I took a little bit of the blood and I put it in the healing salve, and I kind of see how it looks bloody. It's not the greatest, right?
Yeah.
But I mixed it, and then I took that and I kind of pasted it on its wound because, well, I mean, like it did get attacked by the mountain cat lion thing, the big cat, and so that was okay. Like it knew me and I knew it.
Like a psychic connection?
Well, no, not really. I don't know if bears have thoughts. I mean, well, that's rude. But I think like if bears could understand what I said, because I don't think it understood what I was really thinking. That didn't happen. But when I would say something to it, like I was like, do you feel that? And then I could just tell from the way it was like its ears twitched and its eyes kind of dilated, and like I could read the bear. Like I just knew what it was trying to say.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, which is really weird because once I felt that and I was like, that's so strange, but you're still hurt. So I was looking at its paw, and when I put the salve on, I said, does that feel better? Is it better? Did it help? And the bear looked at its paw, and it just wiggled its fingers, or its little big toe beads. I don't know. What does that mean?
I'm intrigued as to why you tried to save the bear in the first place.
Well, I don't know. It just, I mean, in this place, at this point in time, it's because it saved me. I mean, I was treed. There was a wildcat, and I was treed. And I tried shooting the arrow down, but completely forgot the cats can climb trees. So I'm just in this tree, and I'm panicking because the cat is about to come up this tree, and then here comes the bear. And it just swipes at the cat, and it is across the clearing, and then they're at this like showdown of just bear and cat. And then I shoot the cat, and I continue telling him about like what happened, how this fight went down. So, yeah, I guess I felt like I owed it. I mean, it saved me, so I should save it, right?
I was wondering about the bear trap, but that logic is kind of, you saved him, so he saved you.
That's true. I don't know.
I'm just wondering why the trap was there in the first place.
Me too.
No one here.
Really traps animals.
No.
We don't even really have a reason to. I mean, like, Greta's got the chickens, but that's just chickens.
Did you see any traces of, like people being out there putting the traps? Did you see any other traps or?
Huh. I don't remember seeing any traces or any other traps or anything. Just that one metal trap. And it was like in the ground. Like it was stuck in the ground because when I started walking towards the bear, obviously it was trying to get away. Like, it's a bear and it's hurt and it doesn't want me near it. So, I don't know. It tried, but then it was like jerked back because like the trap's in the ground.
Well, I asked because I had a meeting with a friend. Just a few hours before you got here. And he was telling me of poachers, I guess, would be the best way. I mean, they were on the other side of the continent. They were by Three Moons, but
What are poachers?
People who harvest animals for furs and bones or I don't know, organs.
Huh.
It could be for a number of things. I mean, there are lots of darker magics that require, fresh pieces of animal. So I mean that could be what's happening there. But again, I mean, I can't imagine anyone in Heartland would be doing this. And the people that my friend saw, I mean, it was, like I said, a ways away. But if it's happening here too, that is a bit concerning. What motivated you to continue to look for the bear?
I really don't know. I wasn't really looking for the bear. I wasn't not looking for the bear, but I tell him about of course he knows about their initial incident, and then I tell him about how the second time the bear kind of ignored me, and then I tell him about another recap of the situation that just happened. And I guess it's really weird because as I was coming back to Heartland from the forest, it followed me. So now, it didn't follow me obviously all the way back here. It'd be behind me now, but it's not behind me. So it stopped in the forest, just at the very edge, and it just kind of looked at me.
I mean, the bear's interesting, to say the least, but it's also, I mean, I know a few nymphs who have animal friends. I mean, they're literally created to be friends with animals, so it's less odd for them, but
Yeah.
I mean, it happens, so that's, I'm wondering if I should be looking into any potential issues with this poaching situation, though.
Maybe so.
Actually, I have the friend. I believe I know where he's gonna be. Would you maybe be willing to go and tell him what it is that you found?
Well, I've never really left Heartland before.
I mean, we've been on some trips.
Yeah, I remember going to see the Guardian and all of that stuff, but on my own?
Yeah. Well, you've been here for over a decade now, or it seems like it. Good.
Yeah, it has been. Huh. I really think this is something that should be looked into. And
you have mentioned that you would like to get out,
yeah,
discover, explore. There's only so much that you can continue to find in the forest.
you're right. Yeah, I can do that. I'll do that.
Okay.
Do you know where, when?
There's
who? What's this person's name?
there's some migration that's happening. And the migration is supposed to take place at the Guardian Temple. It's relatively closed off. Not a lot of people head there anymore, so it's a good place for them to take a rest. So
Migration of what?
dragons.
Migration of dragons.
Yeah. They don't stay in the same place for more than a couple of years, just so that they don't overexhaust food supplies or.
Would Bloo be familiar with dragons? Does she know?
So, dragons at this point on Arfinium are not uncommon. There aren't going to be a ton of sightings because they mostly stay out of the way. They're not interfering. There's no battles happening, but
Okay.
the existence of dragons would be known. As if to say that you've seen any, maybe not. Honestly, personal choice. You've been where you're at for the past 10 years, so it's entirely possible. But if you've not been looking for them, it's also possible that you haven't.
And from knowledge, is Blue aware of if dragons are just straight dragons, they're large dragons, or is this a
You would know that they come in various sizes and colors.
okay?
And that mostly they're non-threatening.
Okay.
You've never experienced any threatening situations or heard of any threatening situations with them. So, to your knowledge, not to say they're peaceful creatures, but you don't expect to encounter any violent situations right off the bat if you were to make your way to this migration to meet this man.
Wow. That would be really cool. To see a whole horde of dragons? Group of dragons?
Thunder.
Thunder of dragons. Wow. Yeah, I could do that. I can definitely do that. This is gonna be so cool. Who am I meeting?
I say friend. I use the term loosely, not because we aren't, but, no. Luciar.
Luciar. Okay. All right, Luciar and the dragons at the Guardian Temple.
Correct.
When should I leave?
The migration, I think, is tomorrow, so he would be there tomorrow.
Okay. Well, bright and early. I'll be there. And hopefully we get this situation figured out. And I guess, if you see the bear, don't be surprised. Because it was at the edge of the forest.
I will keep an eye out for your bear. Whenever you're ready, just let me know. Maybe tomorrow afternoon I can show you where it is that you're gonna go.
That sounds good.
Okay. So Xerxes would cut ways, make his way out, let you have time to get situated, to rest up, pack things, get what you need, what you want, and get some rest.
And that's exactly what I do. I'm gonna do a little bit of herbalism situation going on. Obviously, like what I did gather, that I wasn't rifling through for the bear. I am going to go ahead and start kind of setting that up, drying it out a little bit, and then I'm taking my other elixirs and little salve jars and things like that, and I'm gonna go ahead and pack those for what I can. And I definitely lost an arrow today, so I kind of make a little mental note that I need to grab a few more of those before I head out, and then I'm gonna go ahead and go to bed, I suppose.
Okay. Next day, you wake up, you have time to have a snack, gather your things, and meet Xerxes.
Okay. And I am gonna, so I do pack a few little vials of the blood that, or the supply of blood that I've gotten, that Xerxes gave me, and I'm gonna drink a little bit of that before I head out, so that I've got it. And on my way to Xerxes, I do need to stop and grab some more arrows.
Okay.
And probably some more empty vials, because I'm kind of out of those.
Always gotta be ready.
Yeah. So I'm gonna stop at, I guess, the local little shop that I usually go to get those things.
All right. You go in, you exchange coin for goods, you get what it is that you're looking for, and you go to meet Xerxes. When you get there, Xerxes gives you a little bit of a farewell speech. You know, I am glad that you're gonna get out to the world. I can't wait for you to experience new things. I'm always gonna be here if you need anything. You know how to reach me. And he says this sweet kind of farewell situations, and reaches into his own little satchel that he has, gives you a few pieces of paper, and he's like, for fire mail.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And then he pulls out a little pouch, and he's like, I'm sure you have some of your own, but, and then he drops a pouch. He's like, there's 25 gold coins there.
Oh, thank you.
Just in case you need anything for your travels. I don't want you to not be able to get anything. And
I'm just gonna throw up the arms around his neck. Like, thank you so much.
He's like, oh, and he just awkwardly, he very much appreciates you, and he wants to take care of you, and he feels very responsible for you. He's also caught off guard.
Yeah. We don't ever hug.
Oh, okay. And then, hey, let's go.
Okay.
You're gonna go to the Stone Nexus. You remember where the Stone Nexus is, right? We've only been once, it's okay.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Okay, it's just to the north of the village.
Okay.
City, village, town. North of Heartland. There we go. We need to check out what the difference size-wise in population so that we can effectively call it what it's supposed to be called. But for me, Brandon, not Xerxes. So
Xerxes is just like, what do we call this place?
what is this? Where do we live? Xerxes gives you a general direction of where it is that you're heading. You're gonna be going just north of the city, and inside of the tree line to the north, you will come across the Stone Nexus with a beautiful multicolored tree called a runewood. There will be water coming from underneath of the stone platform, cascading into somewhat of a waterfall situation. And he tells you that you need to scrape the edge of a diamond from the seed
Oh, okay.
on the stone with the markings of the location you're trying to head to. And he tells you that the stone nexus that's closest to where you're trying to go is in Quagmire's Rest.
Quagmire's Rest. Okay.
Okay.
I think I can do that. All right, and then I'm going to reach into my little pouch and grab my little diamond that I have. I'm like, all right, I guess I'm ready. And I'm gonna.
Oh, he didn't take you there.
Oh, I thought he did come with me. Okay,
No.
that's fine.
He told you where to go. So
Great. Okay,
he'll
you just
walk
give me directions.
He'll walk you to the edge of the city,
Okay.
and then he'll see you off.
Okay, great. So then I look like a little kid going off for their first day of school. It's like, all right, great. Here we go. Okay.
Something oddly final about this situation. You leave all the time
Yeah.
and head into the forest almost daily. The feeling is not the same though, because you don't necessarily know when you'll be back. Maybe it'll be a couple of days, maybe it'll be a couple of weeks. You're not sure.
I take a deep breath. I've got this. I could do this. And I'm gonna head off north
Great.
towards the Nexus. I'm going through, so when I'm going north,
Mhm.
I'm going through that like thin patch of tree. Right?
You'll see a path. There'll be an open path to where you're trying to go.
Okay.
The stone nexus is often used.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're going to be walking through brush and various bush growth and whatnot. You have a clear direction.
Okay. Yep. So I make my way down that path and get to this big, beautiful tree that we have going on, multicolored. And
Brown at the base becomes green after the bark starts to peel away. And then the green fades to yellow, which then fades to white at the most farthest reach of the branches.
Wow. That is beautiful. Okay.
As you go to rub the or scrape, I guess, the diamond onto the, not an obelisk, but pillar that is reaching out, that's got Quagmire's Rest written on it. You hear some rustling into the woods.
I whip my head around.
Slowly but surely approaches what you now recognize as your bear friend.
What are you doing here?
It's very gingerly, but undisturbed by your exclamation, continues to approach.
I have to go. This is gonna take me somewhere else. I don't think you can come with me. I mean, maybe you can. I don't know.
Plops down and just sits.
Well, now what? I don't even know if this is gonna work. And I'm just gonna put my hand on the bear's head and I'm gonna scratch the stone on Quagmire's Rest. Or the diamond on Quagmire's Rest stone.
The stone pillar begins to glow, and then slowly the glow begins to extend to the stone platform that is in the center of all of these pillars. And you see the cracks and crevices, they start to emit light as well, of which you are not currently standing on.
Okay, great. And then I'm gonna be like, oh, that's what I need. That's what I need. And why am I telling you? And then I'm just gonna make my way to where the light's emitting from in the middle.
You step onto the platform, and the bear follows you onto the platform.
That's what I thought.
As the bear is walking towards you, you begin to lose sight of the bear. You disappear, I guess. And your disappearance means that the images in front of you have begun to shift. And it was quick, so your eyes took a second to adjust. And it's almost like you were looking through glass where you could see the reflection of something, but there's clearly another thing there. And then that reflection disappears, and then you're in a new location.
Wow.
And then, almost as suddenly, the bear appears next to you.
It's like plops down on the ground. Oh my goodness. That was incredible. And then I'm gonna look down at the bear. I'm like, well, you made it. That's not the worst thing, I guess.
Give me a constitutional.
So not one. Oh no, why would you do that to me?
Your bear friend rolled a 2.
Oh god.
So you guys
Dice
are
jail, go away.
You guys are you're talking,
Yeah.
Exclaiming your excitement, and then suddenly it's very abrupt. You just and you upchuck.
Oh,
You
great.
upchuck right on the ground, and then your bear friend is and there's like half a fish just
Oh no.
slimy and gross, and just apparently you have not become accustomed with portaling yet.
Okay. Maybe that wasn't as incredible as I thought it was. We're good. It's fine. We're fine. We need to find We need to find Luciar. We need to find the Guardian Temple. That's where I gotta go. And if you're coming with me, you're gonna have to be nice to these people. There's gonna be so many people. They're gonna be so scared. Oh no. Alright, let's go. Should I have a choice?
And that's where we'll end the episode.
Great.
After some vomit.
After some vomit. I was like, incredible! I mean, not so incredible.
Okay. All right, everyone. Once again, we apologize for the technical difficulties that we have encountered. I have a couple of friends who are more on the technical side of the computer world that I am not. I'm not a technophobe, but I'm not a computer fixer either. So we'll do some investigating. Hopefully this is not something that we'll encounter next week. See if we can figure out what's going on so we can stop the video and the feed from dropping. But for now, thank you for joining us, and I hope you enjoyed the episode. Any final words?
See you guys in a couple weeks.